That embraced me in a chef, you know, because I was a paratrooper. You either know how to do it or you don't. If you don't know how to do it, you spoil it. Very unforgiving. Again, with brisket, you don't have to use high vampire seasoning. You're gonna get the bark regardless. So yes, I will get a little bit of bark, but it won't be as dark. Alright, you that are not familiar with. Alright, and then last but not least, massage bar. I won't be telling that time and time never. Yes, my family. Good evening and give thanks to another great rise. I hope everybody's Christmas was wonderful. New Orleans Christmas was nice.
Yes, it was.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that last video. So, you know, we'll get ready for New Year's, you know. So the family's headed back to New York. My mom was a great time. My sister, my cousin, everybody, my niece, everybody that was here, you know. It was a great time. So we decided to want one more little cooking before the New Year's, you know. I want a brisket. I'm gonna do it yard style. Alright, so see me have in here, I got the Wagyu beef. I already cleaned up and cut up, and you see with brisket you want to leave some of the fat, right? Because the fat keep it nice and tender. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jerk it this time. Alright, so you know, every time we step into the kitchen, right? It's a new experiment. And you see, I'm telling some man, embrace me in a chef, you know. Yeah, man. So, we gotta rock it, all right? And you see me, I weird because I was a paratrooper in the army, so I have to wear it like a beret, you know? I'm a paratrooper, as them know. Even though it's left on that side there still, you know, it's supposed to live on that side there. But in the kitchen, we can change it up how we want it, all right? So, first thing I'm gonna do is I gotta get some mustard out the fridge, and we use mustard because it helps the seasoning kind of stick to the meat and then render down in it. All right, you don't have to use mustard, you know, but I like the flavor that mustard gives to the meat. All right, so hold on, let me make sure. There's a fresh new batch of seasoning I'm using, so let me open this up first. Like so. You don't want to work with me today? Alright, here it is. Alright, cool. Yeah. So we're just rubbing the mustard. And this is Wagyu beef. So to the people that must say I love pork. Yes, I love pork, but I love beef too. Yeah. Alright, so a bit more mustard. As I'm saying, brisket is one of those cuts of meat where you either know how to do it or you don't. And if you don't know how to do it, it will spoil it. You're gonna spoil it. Because when you're cooking brisket, you can cook brisket now low and slow, where it lasts a couple hours, long 12, 14, 15 hours, or you can do it in a shorter time. You know, so it just depends on how you like it. Alright? But it's a very, very unforgiving cut of meat. And if you don't cook it right, it's gonna dry. Alright? So, alright, so we have the sauce or mustard on. Get some base seasoning. And again, with brisket, you don't have to use a lot of seasoning on brisket. You can actually just use salt and pepper, and you get a nice flavor out of brisket. But again, since me I jerk it, you want it a little bit more. spicy, you know. So I'm gonna put a little bit of extra seasoning on this one. Alright, that's my first seasoning. Oh, I love my anti-vampire seasoning, garlic salt. Alright, I'm just gonna sprinkle that on. You don't need too much. I give just a little kick of garlic, you know? As I said, this is a cut of meat that will really soak up whatever seasoning you put on it. Alright, so this is my rosemary seasoning. It's gonna get a nice crust when it's done. Just rub that in a little bit. And then just gonna add a little bit of browning, just with a little darker bark. Because here's the thing, you're gonna get the bark regardless, but if you use it over natural wood fire, you're gonna get that dark bark. All right, I'm using a Traeger grill, a wood pellet grill. So yes, I will get a little bit of bark, but it won't be as dark. All right, so I just want it have a little darker bark. That's why I said just use a little bit of browning to give it just a little darker bark. And when I say bark, I'm not talking about dog, I mean the skin of the, of the meat, alright? For those of you that are not familiar with the term, alright? They call the crust of the meat, the bark. Alright? See there? That's what I'm looking for, right? Not too dark, just a nice little color already out. All right, and then last but not least, I'll add some jerk seasoning. Some natural jerk seasoning on it. Finishing touches, right? No more than that. You know the massage part, I want me tell them all the time in the kitchen, you know. Any cut of meat come in here so they might get massage, you know. Smells so good. Alright. That is it. Meat is well flavored up, well seasoned up. Alright. So we are going to cover this down, put it in the fridge overnight, and make it marinate. And then tomorrow, we're going to drop this on the grill and get a nice, probably somewhere between 6 and 8 hour grill time. Alright, so check in tomorrow. I will see you guys when I touch the grill. Alright. Yes, family, good morning and give thanks for another great rise. So, as you can see, we seasoned up the brisket last night. Come on, see there? Well seasoned up, you know. Yeah, man. So, we're going to drop it on the grill. We get it up to temperature. Low and slow today, you know. So, we're going to do it at 225 degrees. About 3.5 hours. The goal is to get the internal temperature up to 190. Then we're going to wrap it and put it back on the grill. Goal 205. Alright? So, drop it on the grill. Watch that. Who else sees that up there? Yeah, one. Alright. She is on the grill. So I'm gonna make that cook for about 2.5, 3 hours, so we'll come back in and check in on it. Now in the meantime, I'm going to go inside and start work on the side dish. Alright? Stay tuned. Alright, so we're back in the kitchen. Alright. So you see we already put on the brisket on the grill, and that's going to take a little while. So what we decide for our side dish, you can't eat brisket without some baked potato. Alright, and then we're going to make some pinto beans as well, with some bacon in it. So we'll cook that down. So I already washed with our soap the pinto beans. We're going to drop them in the water so they can go and cook. Alright, at the same time, as you can see, I had some leftover ham from Christmas. Right? So you know what I'm telling you all the way, I'm not waste nothing, you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cook this down in the, make it cook down, so we can get the flavor off of that in the greens. So we have we mix greens over here, so collard and mustard greens over there. So alright, so we are good to go there. I'm gonna make the peas them cook, you know, because the bacon not going till later on. Alright, so right now let me just wrap the potato there. I can get those out on the grill. Let me see, I like a light dinner, you know. Nice. You almost there, so maybe light. Light dinner. We don't have too much to it. Brisket's good for the family. So I'm gonna wrap them, put them on the grill. And these not to go on until later on as well, you know, so that's what I say. That brisket is going to take about 6 hours, so we're only probably about 2.5 hours in right now. So, wrap the potatoes in and get them ready. They're not going to be garlic. Then we're done with them, we're going to put some garlic butter on it and some cheese. So, I never said that before. Yeah, man. I go back into the archives and watch some of the old videos. Older videos. You know that one. And I want to say welcome to all my new subscribers as well. Welcome to the channel. We are officially over 1,200 subscribers, so thank you, all my new subscribers. I hope you enjoy what you see on this channel, and it's only going to get better and better. Alright, so stick with it into the new year. Alright, see, so 6 potato. Alright, so yeah, man, we're going to stay tuned. We'll make them cook down and then come back. I'll show you the rest of the process. Alright? So stay tuned. Alright, family, let's check in on the brisket. So we're about 5 hours in. Alright? Right now, the internal temperature is 144. Right now the goal is 190. Alright? So let me say low and slow. So right now we started out at 160 for 3 hours. Now we're at 225. And we're gonna run that till we get to 190. Alright, so I'm going to spritz it. We have some apple juice. See there? Been lovely. I'll just spritz it with some apple juice. Keep it nice and tender. That is it. Alright. So we see what man, so we see what I'm going to see there. Brisket looking nice and lovely already. Alright. So yeah man, as we can see, right now temperature is 144 internally. Alright, so we want to get it up to 190. Once you get to 190, then we're going to wrap it. Alright, so I'll go back inside, check in pan lane, shall put on the greens. Alright, stay tuned. Alright family, so let's check in on the beans, pinto beans we say we are cook. So as you can see, we're adding the bacon bits already in there. We need some bacon flavor. Alright. Peas them, yeah man, peas them cook. So all we're gonna do now is season it and make it do a final cook down. Alright. So we have some thyme and rosemary. Alright. Some scallion. Got some garlic. No such thing as too much garlic, you know. Vampire food, as we say. Anti-vampire food, as we say. Drop a little bit of garlic salt in there. Drop some of my other seasoning. I don't want to put too much one time because we want to make sure it's not too salty. Alright. Taste it. That's it. That is it. You don't need no more than that. Perfect. Alright. So I'm gonna make this cook down and get completed, alright? And then see over here, so now we have the ham bone boiled out already. So I'm gonna take off the meat off of the ham bone. So then a few our specialty is the greens. So we're gonna check back in shortly, then I'm gonna season up the greens. Alright? So check in shortly. Alright family, so Chef Lynn is in the kitchen. Set up our greens. Tell us about embrace with inner chef, you know. What kind of greens is this?
It's kale and along with collards.
So kale and collard greens.
Straight after Christmas, couldn't find no turnip greens, no mustard greens. So we're just gonna use what we got.
It's a lot of greens.
Oh yeah. They say kale is good for you, but it's a little too much. Just a little bit more.
All right, what's next?
So now I'm gonna make sure it's all in the pot.
Look like it's in the pot.
Mash it down a little. Then I'm gonna add a little seasoning.
How long does this take to cook?
About 15-20 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it because some of it may cook a little faster than others. to make sure it's completely done. Melt in your mouth. Greens wouldn't be greens without some pepper. And we're gonna add a little more seasoning. To help relieve some of that bitterness. You sometimes having greens. Gonna add a little garlic. Help with the tenderness and flavor profile. We're gonna let this cook down some more, and once it gets close to being finished, we'll add a little more seasoning. But we wanna make sure the ham is well mixed in with the greens. And that is it.
All right, people, so here that is it. So we'll check back in shortly when the greens are almost done. All right, stay tuned. All right, family, check in. So time to wrap the brisket. On the potato them on the grill. Same speed. Let me show you what's going on over here. See, your brisket get a nice good color upon it. Put the potato them on the grill. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna wrap the brisket and put it back on the grill so it can get some more smoke and get up to the temperature when we need it. Alright? So what I'm using right here is this is butcher paper. Alright? And butcher paper, usually what them use for wrap your meat when you go to a butcher shop. Hence the name butcher paper. So what we're gonna do, the reason why I use butcher paper instead of foil is because butcher paper, basically you still get the smoke. The smoke actually rise up through the butcher paper, so you still get more smoke going to the meat as it's cooked. Difference with the foil, you will get the internal temperature a lot faster, but you don't get the smoke. Alright, so that's why I wrap it in the butcher paper. Alright, so we go ahead and start wrap this. Get some of this butcher paper on here. Alright, that is it. So we got it wrapped in butcher paper. I'll put it back on the grill. I'm going to smoke it till we get to the temperature I look for, which is 409. Alright? See it there? It's back on the grill. Wrapped in butcher paper. Alright? See it there? And that's what I say, I get the smoke flavor from this. What I can do now, I just put my probe Rocking the meat. So we can monitor the temperature. Good to go. Alright. And that is it. Alright. Alright, family, check in. So I check in for the brisket, but at this point I don't want to open the grill. Here we go. So right now the brisket is at 170. So it's at a point what them call the stall, right? The stall meaning that based on temperature and everything else, between 160 and 170 is usually where you hit the stall on the brisket, right? And it will stay in that temperature range until it go over, which is one of the reasons why I may wrap it. Alright? So right now, it just now start go over that one, I know it's at 171, right? So it just kind of go over that stall temperature, right? After it hit the stall, it'll rise in temperature a lot quicker, right? So which is one of the reasons why I see if I go up and down right now it go back to 169. So I don't want to open the grill because I have the temperature where I need it to be, and I just need it to go over that stall temperature. Once it gets like between 172 and once it gets to about 175, it'll go start go up to where we need it to. Again, which is one of the reasons I wrap it. So you can increase the speed of it. Again, as what I say, you can put foil will increase the speed, but I wanted more smoke on my brisket. That's why I used the butcher paper, right? Which we talked about earlier. Yeah. So right now, yeah, see it start go up now. 171, 172. So it's gonna take a while for it to get to that 190, which is the temperature I'm looking for. And from 190 on, it's preference, right? So whether you want it medium well, well done or so forth. I like my brisket well done. So, with the still the tenderness, inside. So we just want to check in real quick and kind of explain to you. As I said, brisket is a very unforgiving cut of meat, and because me I cook a full brisket, right? So our brisket is separated into two parts. You have the point and the flat, right? The flat being the flat part, right? The point being the thicker, meatier part, right? So if you want to get to if you want to do a quicker cook, you can separate those, right, and cook them that way. I like cooking my brisket in one thing, right? So just a little quick lesson. As I said, very unforgiving, and if you don't get it, brisket is one of the things. If you don't get it right, it's either gonna cook right or you're gonna spoil it. All right. So lesson for the day. All right. So I'm gonna leave this on. See if we can get over that that stall, and then we'll come back and check in for it. We are about 8 hours in right now. So what I say, low and slow. All right. So we'll check in again a little bit later on. Late night for me is, as you can see, me have all the spotlight out, so we can do it and I get cool again, so I have my jacket again. Alright, so we're gonna check in on it a little bit later. Yeah man, them have other things, the kids have other things to eat still. So they're not starved, So we'll check in on this a little bit later. But it'll go nice. It'll go nice. At least, depending upon how long it takes to finish, we might even go on New Year's Eve. So we definitely gonna have brisket for New Year's Eve. You see me? Alright, so check in again. Alright family, check in. We are 13 hours in. We have come to our final destination. We're gonna take the brisket off the grill. We are good to go. Turn off the griller. Alright, so that is it. I carry him inside, slice him up. Yes, man. Alright, so catch you inside. Let's get this thing sliced up. Still juicy. right. So let's start with we call this the flat. Remember I mentioned that earlier? The flat. Look at that. It's that red mark. That's the smoke rings I'm going to tell you about earlier. And the longer you let it stay in there, the more smoke rings you get. Mm, mm, mm. All right. So see, we got the flat. This is pretty much, look at that. See that? Look at all that juice. All right. And this is what they call the point. So you have two ways you can slice this. You can slice it long way, like I did the flat, right? And you see the smoke rings. Or you can cut this into what they call burnt ends, which is where you slice it up into squares. And have the burnt ends. But look at that juice. Look at the juice. Coming up like that. Look at that. So I'm not gonna slice these into burnt ends. I'm gonna slice these just like I sliced up the flat. Cause here I got with these now. Day 2. Sandwiches. Oh, look at that beautifulness. Oh my, look at that. Look. See your juice? Mm. One whole sandwich, you know. What's that? Mm. You're gonna slice up the right way. See these last couple of pieces. I'll just cut these into burnt ends. We'll just put simple slice through it. That is it. We are good to go. And it's, oh my God, this thing is tender all the way through. Jerk seasoning, everything perfect. Now we use none of the juice. Okay, I can get this off properly. Yeah, there it is. That is it. All right, so now we're gonna make a little plate, a little sample plate. All right, so we're gonna take this out the way. So counter off. Yeah. So as you can see, Lynn take most of the stuff out there. Cause a late night, you know. A late night, almost midnight. So we put in almost 14 hours on the brisket. But then we wanted to get some of this stuff out the pots. Alright? So now, we'll make up a little sample plates. Alright, so see we have with baked potato. Ready to go. And as you can see, she while we were outside grilling for the last almost 14 hours, she made some deviled eggs as well. Alright? So get your baked potato ready up.
Nice and hot.
Hot. Yeah. Alright, so here's our baked potato. We're gonna put some garlic butter in here. So it's garlic, butter, and baked potato. Ooh wee! All right, there we go. Garlic butter. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit of the flat. We're gonna drop 2, maybe 3 pieces of brisket. All right. What we need? Some greens. Well, that is everything just scrumptious and delicious, you know. A little bit of greens to complement our potatoes. And we got some pinto beans, some bacon style pinto beans. We need a couple of deviled eggs. All right, beautiful. And then last but not least, I'll drop some avocados, aka some pears on it. And that is the piece de resistance. All right, so next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get Lynn to sample this. All right. All right, so I got a fork for Lynn, the sampler. So you know the usual sampling time. So let's rotate and get the sampler to sample it. Do you need a knife?
It's already tender.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta slice your brisket.
Those beans are good.
Why? Because you made them? Oh, no, I made the beans. Oh, never mind. You gotta try the potatoes too. What does mean?
It's on point. Ready for the summer.
Ready for the summer. This is all weather food right here. This is winter food.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to cook it when it get hot too, because perfect barbecue food.
All right, so when you hear it, the sampler taste it, that means it's good to go. So, me not gonna sample it right now, you know. Yeah, because I'm gonna eat my own food. Me have my own plate. I fear plate that. So, yeah man, that is it. It's been a long night, a long day. So, I think about 14, 15 hours complete. Like you can see, the meal is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm going to say until next time, glad you guys could check in. Again, welcome to my new subscribers. And God bless. I will see you at the next one. Alright?
Good night.
Good night. Ooh-wee. Come on, it's not the camera. Go on the bed, man.